Hey guys, I'm Damesies. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about vlogging, using a video camera to kind of tell a story, preferably about yourself and whatever you're doing. I want to talk about how difficult that is, because it is very difficult. For example, I was traveling last week. I went to San Francisco for GDC, Global Game Developer Conference. It is the biggest event for game developers. Every big studio, every small studio has probably someone representing them at that event. We're exchanging information, we're networking, some are stealing each other's employees. It's a fun event. Now, when I go to stuff like that, I always have this idea and I always kind of promise my community that I'll be filming my adventures and that I'll be sharing them on this channel specifically. And you know what? The first day or the first 2 days, that usually goes pretty well. But then when the actual event starts, it becomes a bit of a struggle. Mainly because it is hard to squeeze it in on top of everything else that I'm doing, because I am there to network, to talk to people, to learn, and to kind of whip out that camera and start filming at that point is, to be honest, the least of my worries. Which it shouldn't be, if I want to make content, that is. In this case specifically, I'm also very aware of the privacy of the people and the content of that event. I mean, there are some high-profile industry people right there, and they usually are talking about stuff they don't necessarily want to share outside of the conference. That's why they have a lot of rules and restrictions when you go to an event like that. But besides all of that, which is more of a practical thing, I also find it very difficult to film in public, and especially to be talking to a camera in public while I'm filming myself. That is a double challenge. And that is where my imposter syndrome kicks in again. We've talked about this in previous videos. It is something that I really suffer with. Who do I think I am? Look at me with my 450 subscribers, being Mr. Big Man holding this camera in front of my face and talking like I'm a rock star, which I'm not. And that is very different from this experience, what I'm doing right now. I'm all by myself in my little studio. I have notes that I can stick with, and I'm actually putting up a performance. When I'm out there filming, it feels very personal. I feel fragile. I feel like everybody is looking at me and wondering what I'm doing. So my big question has been, especially after that event, after I kind of went in with the best intentions to do this, why is it not working out and how can I fix this? And I don't know yet. I'm working on that. But I do have a plan. I think the first kind of big part of that plan is to slowly work up to it. Work up to a situation where I can run around at a convention like that is not necessarily content creation friendly. Pull out my camera and start talking like I'm talking to a friend, like I talk to you guys right now. Instead of what I've been doing last week, which is setting myself up for failure. Because I specifically wanted to do this during an event that is strict on content. And second, don't do it during an event that you have a separate agenda for. In this case, again, I was there to learn, to network, to talk to people. If I go somewhere and I want to film, I want to make content, I need to be there just to make that content. That needs to be my focus. Go for a situation where your schedule is in service of the content and not the other way around. And maybe do it in a place that is not as densely populated as San Francisco. Although I have to say, in San Francisco, nobody gives a flying you know what they did at GDC. In the end, I need to approach it as a stream or like this type of content. It's a performance, it's an interaction. So that is the plan. Now, the practical side of that is that I'm going back to Crete, my favorite place, in May. Well, late May, early June. And I'm going all by myself. And I know, it's Creed again, but it is with a purpose. It is going to be very good practice for myself, so forgive me. You'll see a few more Creed videos later this year. I'm still kind of deliberating if I'm going to be focusing on certain topics or I'm just going to be doing the classic vlogging where I'm talking about anything that I'm doing at that point. But I do think it's going to be a bit of a mix of both. I need to get a story in there and make sure I show you guys some interesting stuff. I mean, you can see me struggle eating an egg once and then it's funny. After the 4th time, you're like, all right, dude, you suck at eating. We know. Yeah, that's actually in one of my previous videos. Good luck finding it. But such a slippery egg. But you know what? Above all, I shouldn't put too much pressure on myself. That is something I learned last week. I need to give myself the time to grow into this, step by step. I mean, it's hard, but I do enjoy the growing process. And I do enjoy the recording. I love getting really creative and losing myself in the whole process before I know the sun is coming down and the day is over. And that is something I can only do when I don't have to worry about meetings, about talking to people, about that alternative schedule. And secondly, when I don't have someone tagging along that is not interested at all. So that's why I'm going all by myself. And you know what? I'll let you know how it goes. I mean, no, you'll see the result on this channel. So make sure to subscribe. See how I did that? That was a nice segue. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye-bye.